Good evening, everyone, and welcome onto the campus of Dysart High School as we continue homecoming week here at Dysart, and we get you set for tonight's flag football game between your Dysart Demons and the Thunderbird Titans. Good evening, everyone. Derek Diesner, Zion Green here with you, and Zion, we had an exciting volleyball match last night. We have flag football here this evening and another volleyball match tomorrow night. But let's talk about our matchup here tonight. You have the Thunderbird Titans who come in with a record of 1-2. They played last night and lost. Dysart comes in with a record of 1-2 as well. So early in the season for both of these squads, but a big matchup here tonight. The winner will move to 500 on the year, while the loser will drop 2 games below. So big matchup for these two squads. Well, looking at some of the stats for this evening, Thunderbird, the Titans have had a rough go of it to start this year. Again, they are 1-2 on the year. In both of their losses, they have been shut out. They lost at home to open the season against Mingus, lost that matchup 15-0. They rebounded with a 33-27 win at Agua Fria, but then lost last night to Scottsdale Christian Academy by a final of 31-0. So it's been a rough go of it for Thunderbird. For the Dysart Demons coming into tonight, again 1-2 overall on the year. They lost to Arizona Lutheran Academy to open the season 48-6. They then lost at Marcos Deniza 18-13, but they won their last game 5 days ago at Mojave 22-7. So we'll get set to get this game started. 12 minutes on the clock. Dysart in their red tops, white lettering and numbering with black shorts here this evening. The Thunderbird Titans in their road white tops and black bottoms. Numbers are in blue, letters are in orange. Thunderbird Titans are royal blue and orange are their official colors. And they get lined up. Quarterback tonight will be Jasmine Urabayo. And the first pass of the game is caught. And the ball will be at the 25-yard line for Thunderbird. It'll be a first down, so a big chunk of yardage on first down for the Titans. Urabayo feeling the rush, avoids the sack, and her flag is ripped off. We'll see what is spotted at the 25-yard line. It was actually Brianna Neuston on the carry. You're going to see a lot of switching at the quarterback position. Neuston comes into tonight 27 of 47 passing for 230 yards on the year, 1 passing touchdown, 4 interceptions. She's also run the ball 19 times for 141 yards and a team-leading 3 touchdowns. And Neuston is sacked in the backfield at the 16-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Dysart Demons. That defense looking to get a stop here so the Demons can get their first offensive possession of the game. Almost 2 minutes into this contest, scoreless between Thunderbird and Dysart. On 3rd and long. Trying to avoid the sack, and she's taken down again. offensive line unable to stop the defensive line for Dysart, and in on the sack was Kamaya Richardson, the freshman. That'll set up 4th and 30, and that'll bring out the punting unit for Thunderbird. So ready to punt this ball away is Dolce Castro. Bouncer recovered at the 30, and flag taken off at around the 26-yard line. On the return was Alaya Garcia. So Dysart will get good starting field position on their first offensive possession of the evening. Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line. 1st and 6 for the Demons. Looks like Iana Prito will get the start at quarterback and almost throws an interception. Pass was dropped by Allison Baird. 2nd down and 6 for the Demons. A risky pass there for Dysart. So there was a penalty on the play. This will back up the Demons. Ball will now be at the 36-yard line as a hold called against Dysart. Yendone lined up to the near side. And the pass across the middle of the field caught by, was that Doan?
Yeah.
No, it was Iona Karam on the grab. And lined up right now for Dysart as the quarterback is Katie Stewart. Stewart out of the gun. She'll dump it down. Yendone with the grab, and she is taken down inside the 20. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Demons. They get the 1st down, and it'll be 1st and goal. Tucking it and running it, still on her feet, now taken down around the 13-yard line is Katie Stewart. So besides the penalty to this point, a good opening drive for the Dysart offense, led by quarterback Katie Stewart. Stewart out of the gun. Yendone in the backfield to her right. The pitch back to Doan. Doan going to roll to the far side of the field, looking into the end zone. She had 2 wide open receivers, and she overthrew them both. It was Jada Knox Baldwin and I believe Mia Ganados. Neither were able to come up with that pass from Yendone. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. Ball at the 22-yard line. Stewart out of the gun. Three receivers lined up to the far side. Stewart's going to go that way, and the pass is intercepted. And around the 10-yard line, pass was picked off by Dolce Castro, and Thunderbird's going to get the ball right back. Katie Stewart just looked her receiver down there, and just an easy pick for Castro. So what was looking like a promising first drive for the Demons results in a turnover, and Thunderbird's going to get the ball. It'll be 1st and 9 from the 11 for the Titans. No score, 7:20 to go in this first quarter of play. Both of these teams seem to be feeling each other out right now because neither is really getting in a rhythm. Not much time has come off the game clock to this point, as we have an incomplete pass setting up 2nd down and 9. On 2nd and 9. Out of the gun. It's Urabeo. Pass to the far side is caught and flag ripped off at the 17-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. So it's about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. 6:15 to go in this first quarter of play. Neuston on the end around. Still on her feet. And now tripped up inside or right across the 30. Getting the big gain for the Titans is Allison Cowell, one of the seniors on this Titans squad. A lot of seniors on Thunderbird. And that'll give them a fresh set of downs. 5.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Scoreless between Thunderbird and Dysart. On first down. A delayed give. And a great play call for Thunderbird as they catch Dysart napping. On the run was Linnea Robinson, the junior. She's got some wheels, and she showed him off there. First down for Thunderbird. Ball just outside the 42-yard line. Urbeo out of the gun. Snap goes to Neuston. Neuston's pass complete to Hayden Francis. She gets her flags ripped at about the 42-yard line in Dysart Demon territory. So the Dysart defense having their work cut out for them here on this second offensive possession for Thunderbird. Clock moving around the 4-minute mark in this first quarter of play. 2nd and short. And a foul around the 47-yard line. Out of the gun. Neuston looking near side, overshoots her target. Pass was intended for Madison Fasu, the freshman. That's a tall receiver she's got. That's a hard target to miss, but she missed there. 3rd and short for the Titans. Thunderbird a little slow to break the huddle. On 3rd and 4. Neuston rolls to the far side, rolls to the near side, still on her feet, and has her flag ripped right at the 40. They're going to spot it just outside the 40, between the 40 and 41-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and inches unless they move the chains and give her the first. Now, so it will be 4th and inches. The down marker on the field still says 3rd, but scoreboard shows it's 4th. Was some early movement, no call. Still on her feet, going down the sideline and getting her flag ripped at about the 29-yard line. Allison Cowell with the end around. First down for Thunderbird. Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Scoreless between Thunderbird and Dysart. But the Titans are threatening. Out of the gun, Neuston looks across the middle of the field. She had a pair of receivers, but the ball was tipped as soon as it came out of her hand. Pass was intended for Allison Cowell. 90 seconds to go in this scoreless first quarter of play. Brianna Neiston returns to the huddle after getting the play call from the far side of the field. Neiston out of the gun, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. Thought about rolling that way, gets rid of it, throws it into traffic, almost intercepted by Jada Knox Baldwin. That'll bring up third down for Thunderbird as the clock is running under a minute to go in the first quarter. Third and about 8 for the Thunderbird Titans. The gun is Neuston. 2 receivers up top. She's looking that way. Overshoots her receiver. Pass was deflected by Savannah Farmer. But there is a flag on the play. We've got a hold. And it looks like it's on the offense. It will be declined, and that brings up fourth down. Thunderbird may let this clock wind down and go for the fourth down to begin the second quarter of play. So after 1 quarter of play, it's Thunderbird 0, Dysart 0. We'll take a break and come back with the second quarter right after this.
Some of my favorite places that we got to go to, so obviously it's like an educational trip. So I liked going to like the castles, and they showed us like a lot of informational stuff.
Most favorite place was definitely Scotland, just because of all the castles that they had there. But London was probably my second favorite.
I would recommend this trip to other students because you just get close to a lot of the people that you meet there, and it's so interesting to see, like, it kind of is like culture shock. You don't really like see a lot of stuff here in the US that you see over there. Just the European things or like the different cultures and stuff is really interesting, especially the foods.
It's a great way to meet a whole bunch of people and get to experience different cultures where everybody can have like a united feeling.
Favorite moments from the trip were just changing tour guides. Like, we had the same tour guide, but we had different people who would like be on the coach with us, and it was just like bonding with the girls, the nights that we had in the hotels and stuff. That was really fun.
It was definitely walking around the big cities of like London and Scotland with my friends when we were just having fun and hanging out.
I would love to go back to these places. If I could change one thing, I feel like I would have tried to live in the moment a little bit more because the days ran out like really fast.
I would definitely go back. I would want to explore it more. We generally stuck in the same area. I think it would be fun to go see more of the world.
On the first offensive play of this second quarter, Linnea Robinson takes the end around and gets it inside the 20-yard line for the Thunderbird Titans. No score between Thunderbird and Dysart as we enter this second quarter of play. Derek Diesner, Zion Green with you. And Zion, that was a defensive first quarter of play, we'll say. The offense is still feeling everything out, but here to begin this second quarter, Thunderbird looking to put some points on the board. Is Neuston rolling around. She's going to tuck it and run with it, and she gets her flag snatched at the 15-yard line. But the Titans look like they're starting to get into a groove, and the offense knows what they want to do. Dysart defense has their work cut out for them. On 2nd and 15. Neuston out of the gun. 3 receivers up top, 1 to the near side. She feels the rush immediately, and a sack in the backfield by Kamaya Richardson. I believe that's her 2nd of the game. She just burst right through and is able to get right to Neuston. So a loss of 5, that sets up 3rd and 20 for Thunderbird. 10 minutes to go until halftime. The gun is Neuston. 2 receivers up top, 2 to the near side. She'll throw it across the middle of the field. Caught by Allison Cowell. Cowell around the far side. And she loses her flags just inside the 10-yard line. A great defensive play by the Dysart D to stop a touchdown. That'll bring up 4th and manageable for Thunderbird. Be 4th and about 8 or 9. Thunderbird looking to the sideline to get the play call. And Thunderbird's going to attempt a field goal here. Grace Hornberg on to attempt the field goal. Bobbled the snap, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. And Thunderbird is on the board first as they take a 3-0 lead on the field goal by Grace Hornberg. Her first kick of the year. And Dysart now will send out the offense. 8:39 to go in this second quarter of play. Dysart trails Thunderbird 3-0. Yendone gets her flags taken at around the 20-yard line. That is good for a first down for the Demons. Receiver split out to each side. Katie Stewart gives it off to Yendone, who is taken down at about the 23, 24-yard line. So a small gain for the Demons. Stewart looking right back at Doan. Doan taken down at the 32-yard line.
It kind of feels here that this Dysart offense isn't necessarily looking at all the wide receivers on the field. Kind of just like, it feels just like look at Yendone, see where Yendone is, and just pass it straight to her.
Well, and it's risky because you see Katie Stewart continue to make these passes right down the middle of the field in these bunch formations. You don't want to turn that ball over as we see a penalty flag come in from the back end. You have to wonder if that's going to be a hold going against Dysart. And that looks to be the case. Well, when you see a quarterback sprinting for her life, that's what happens. And the penalty is going to be declined, and that will bring up, I believe, 4th down. Oh, no. So the penalty was actually against Thunderbird. Excuse me. So it'll be a first down for the Demons. Ball at the 40-yard line. The gun is Stewart, and Stewart gets it off to Doan. Doan is taken down at the 42 for a gain of 2. Dysart slow and methodical on this drive. Almost 5 minutes into this second quarter of play. So another penalty was called. That'll move Dysart up just south of the 45-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Demons. 2 receivers up top. They're going to go that far side to Yendone. Pass almost was intercepted by Allison Baird. Clock under 7 minutes to go in this first half. Thunderbird clinging to a 3-0 lead over the Dysart Demons. Stewart looking. And wide open, able to come back and grab that pass was Jada Knox Baldwin. What a grab for the largest play of the evening for the Dysart Demons, and now they're in business.
1st and 9 from the 29 of Thunderbird.
1st and 9 for Dysart. Out of the gun, Stewart. Stewart gonna tuck and run. And she gets her flags taken at about the 25-yard line. Gonna set up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
Stewart on the end around.
Sure had me faked. I didn't know if there was
And on the run was Rainey Williams, a junior.
rain at the ball. 3rd and 2 from the 22.
So 3rd and 2 for the Demons. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line. Stewart going to give it back to Williams. Williams trying to get her on the edge. She does. 1st down and some. And the Dysart Demons have it 1st and 16 or 17. Tough to tell from up here where the ball's spotted at. Dysart looking for a score on this possession. Either even it up or take the lead if they can. 4.5 minutes remain in this first half.
Still 1st down. Lead it.
Ball back at the 22-yard line. As Stewart's going to send the pass over to Yendone. And it will fall harmlessly to the turf.
3rd and 8. Full body yards.
3rd and about 22 for Dysart. Stewart out of the gun. Gives it off to Doan. Doan rolling. Doan throws it up. And the pass is dropped. Intended for Rainey Williams.
4th down and 21.
I'll bring up 4th and 21 from the 21. Decision time for Dysart. And the Demons will use a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout with them and be back right after this.
Red Robin. Yum. Brought to you by Red Robin and Surprise. At Red Robin, we serve more than just gourmet burgers. We also serve our communities in more ways than just yum.
Did you know Red Robin offers fundraisers for local charities, catering for all your events? There's even Kids Days every Wednesday. Learn more about these burgerific opportunities at redrobin.com, or better yet, visit us at Surprise Red Robin and see yourself why it's the perfect destination for yum.
Red Robin. Yum.
Derek Diesner, Zion Green back with you. 3:45 to go in this first half of play. Thunderbird leads Dysart 3-0. And coming out of the timeout, sacked in the backfield was Katie Stewart.
16, Lucy Morgan caught in her basket. It'll be a turnover on
And that'll be a turnover on downs. A tough break for the Demons. Thunderbird's defense comes up with the stop. And Thunderbird's going to get the ball back with 3:39 to go in this first half of play. They have 2 timeouts.
You kind of feel like this Dysart offense just kind of relies on Yandone so much. Like, their biggest play of the night was a play that they kind of looked at Yandone, but were like, forget it, passed it down the field to another wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They need to kind of start looking at other options down the field to, you know, make those big plays and start get this offense moving.
Yeah, they do have other playmakers, and they've got to utilize them. Neuston got to throw across the middle of the field, and Doan had it and dropped it. Just took her eyes right off the ball. Almost had that interception. That's a tough break for the Dysart D. Thunderbird now going to talk things over and take their time breaking the huddle. That was a close one. Neuston out of the gun. Zips it across the middle of the field. Pass is caught by Alyssa Cowell.
Can't tell if we have a flag on the field. Looks like we have a
There is a flag on the field around the 31-yard line. See what the penalty is.
looks like it's against Thunderbird.
So it is against the Thunderbird Titans. And we've seen penalties be a factor in this first half. That's definitely going to be something that the coaches will address at halftime, as that was a 10-yard penalty against Thunderbird. The second down and 25 for the Titans. 2:42 to go in this first half. 3 receivers up top, 1 to the near side. Neuston tried to avoid the sack, unable to do so.
Somebody get a fire extinguisher.
And getting into that backfield yet again is Kamaya Richardson. I believe that now is her 3rd sack of this game.
And nearly 25.
3rd and 25 for the Titans. Two receivers split out to each side. Neuston's got someone, and the pass was dropped. Wow. Believe that was Aaliyah Garcia, but tough to, or excuse me,
Forward and
was looking at the wrong roster there.
see what Thunderbird's going to do.
Trying to catch a number.
Looks like they're kicking.
Might have been Lanaya Robinson. It's tough to tell on the little screen. But it'll be 4th and forever. And Titans will be forced to punt this ball away. Second time they've had to do that here this evening. Jasmine Urabeo. A short punt. It was dropped at the 42-yard line, and that's where the Dysart Demon offense will start with it. Rainey Williams on that return. So Dysart has all 3 of their timeouts and 58 seconds to work with. They trail Thunderbird 3-0. A defensive affair in this first half. And Yandone with the grab. Clock is running under 45 seconds to go. Looking across the middle of the field, Yendon makes the grab at about the 35-yard line, loses her flags right away. Dysart work it quickly. They have all 3 timeouts, opting not to use them yet. Katie Stewart going deep into double coverage, and that pass falls incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 13 seconds to go in this first half. Dysart, I believe, is using a timeout to talk things over, as it'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and about 15 to be exact. And now Dysart will officially call timeout. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be back right after this.
This is Huntington University, located in the heart of Peoria, Arizona. In our award-winning hands-on bachelor programs, students engage in animation, graphic design, and film production. If you're eager to hear from our accomplished alumni or wish to schedule a tour, simply scan the QR code below to connect with us. And in case you didn't know, we're right next door.
Clock is running under 10 seconds, and now it's stopped at 8 after that last play. Dysart trying to get the ball in the hands of Yendon. It's now going to be 4th and about 15. Move it back. It'll be 4th and 20 for the Dysart Demons with 8 seconds left until halftime. Dysart's going to go for it. They got nothing to lose. Yendon lined up at quarterback. They've got 4 receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Doan gonna heave it deep. Looking, and the pass is deflected. It was intended for Jada Knox Baldwin. And there's the horn. At the half, the Thunderbird Titans lead the Dysart Demons 3-0. We'll take a break and be back with the third quarter after this.
I am the digital photography or digital imaging teacher here. What are the benefits of my class for photo? Really, you learn a lot of life skills. You learn to be a good problem solver, especially as a photographer, because you have to solve a lot of problems in order to get your photo shoots done. You learn a lot about the digital world and a lot about technology as well, which is one of my favorite things. Usually by the end of my first year of Photo 1-2, I usually teach you guys to create your own website for your own photography, so you can actually start your own business if you really wanted to. You can learn a lot with composition and lighting. It's a good way to, step up your photo game.
Hello.
School finance can be an intricate topic. It's a web of complicated formulas and funding sources that becomes more complex as you learn more about it. But grasping some of the basics of how the Dysart School District receives and spends money can go a long way in understanding how your tax dollars work to meet the needs of children in our community. Dysart receives funding from 3 main sources: the state of Arizona, the federal government, and other local revenues, which include property taxes. About 90% comes from the state and local sources, and about 10% comes from the federal government. Federal money is designated for such things as special education services and to support the learning needs of low-income students using Title I funds. The thing is, that money can only be used for those programs. The district can't use that federal money for anything else. In fact, as you will find out later on, almost every dollar the school district receives has strings attached. State and local funding money is broken down into two main pots: maintenance and operations, or M&O, and capital. Dysart receives and spends approximately 95% of its funds in the M&O pot and 5% in capital. Maintenance and operations are your day-to-day expenses, your operating expenses. These include salaries for employees, utilities like lights, transportation services, and general supplies. Capital expenses are items that last for many years, such as buildings, furniture, equipment, technology, textbooks, and buses. So remember those strings I talked about? Well, Arizona law requires that capital money only be used for capital purchases, and M&O money only be used for M&O. So we can't just go buy one less bus to fund a teacher, and we can't cut a teacher's salary to buy a computer. Now, say the school district would like additional money to provide a better education for students that goes above and beyond what the state and federal government provide. They can go out to their local community and ask for something called an override or a bond, which is a tax on property. Overrides and bonds are very different things and are not interchangeable. There's no such thing as an override bond or a bond override. A bond is designated for capital money, those buses, school buildings, safety, and technology. A bond can only be used for those capital purposes. The last time Dysart voters approved a bond was in 2006. The district can call for either a capital override or an M&O override. The Dysart School District asked voters to fund full-day kindergarten, quality arts and athletic programs, and maintain class sizes in 2020 through the continuation of an M&O override. The community approved this override, and that money collected paid directly for those things. The current override provides approximately $26.9 million to the district's maintenance and operations budget. These pots of money that Dysart receives don't look the same from year to year. In fact, they can look very different depending on how many students enroll in Dysart, whether or not voters approve an override, or whether or not the state or federal government decides to cut or adjust funding. Despite the fluctuations in funding, Dysart continues to live within its budget, and it's been doing pretty well. Dysart was voted Best Public School District in the West Valley 3 years in a row and is an A-rated district in the state of Arizona. The district is home to the number 7 ranked K-8 school in Arizona, Freedom Traditional Academy, has 3 top 100 K-8 schools, and a top 25 high school in the state. Overall, Dysart has 100% A-rated and B-rated schools, many of which outrank local charter schools. Additionally, all 4 of our high schools were named Best High Schools by U.S. News and World Report. Most importantly, students are graduating from Dysart schools career or college ready. So do you understand the school district budget any better now? If you're like me, the answer is both yes and no. And that's okay. It's difficult. To find out more information and dig deeper into the complexities of school district funding, visit dysart.org/budget or call us directly. We're here to help. It's your money, and we want you to understand how we use it to best meet the needs of all students.
I started off as a gymnast, and then I realized that I am good at expressing my emotions on stage, so I went into dance, and it's like my favorite thing ever. My favorite thing to do in dance is learning new moves and being able to show people what they can do and what they're capable of doing on stage. I've been dancing since I was 10 years old, and I would have started earlier, but I was a gymnast at first, like I said, so I started at the age of 10, and now I'm 17. I want to learn how to do a 540. It's like a jump. It's like a very advanced jump, though. I've been performing on stage since I was in 8th grade with Miss Briggio, and it was my first time performing on stage, and I've really enjoyed it, and now I perform at a Dysart High School stage, a bigger stage than it was in 8th grade, and I really like it. My dance teacher, she definitely helps me think and feel my emotions when I'm on stage, which I really appreciate, and she helps me with my confidence a lot. Someone should join dance because it's a great way of expressing your feelings, and hip hop is a very popular genre of dance, and you should join Hip Hop Club. It's very fun. It's Thursdays after school at 2:30 to 3:30. Bye!
I hope first years, I hope they get a sense of how a car works, different types of cars, and how to take care of their own car. As far as the upper levels go, I hope that they get some good hands-on experience within automotive and within the club. We are going to try and get our car show, fall and spring car show off the ground this year. We weren't successful last year, but this year we're hoping to get that planned. So we have some of it planned already, and we just got to fine tune it and then set a date. First years in the classroom are going to be a lot of book work, a lot of, studying online, learning the basics of cars, how to oil change, and then they'll come out to the shop and get their hands a little bit dirty. Upper levels, third years, second years, and fourth years, they're going to do a little bit more hands-on, a lot more hands-on, using what they learned their first year and put it into practice for the years to come, and just build on what they learn every year.
Welcome back to Dysart High School. Derek Diesner, Zion Green back with you as we get set for the start of this second half between the Thunderbird Titans and your Dysart Demons. A low-scoring affair to this point. Thunderbird leads Dysart 3-0. They got that one field goal, and other than that, it has been a quiet evening by these two offenses to this point until now. What a pass and catch as Rainey Williams takes that into Thunderbird territory, and I don't know what they talked about at halftime, but whatever they said, it worked. What a spark for the Dysart Demons to open up this second half. Katie Stewart will work out of the gun. Two receivers to the near side. Stewart gets sacked, and they are on the wrong side of the 50 as she loses a handful of yards. That'll bring up second and long from about the 48-yard line in Dysart Demon territory. Two receivers to the near side, one up top. Going to go across the middle of the field to Yendone, and Doan goes out of bounds around the 40-yard line. That should be good for a first down as they'll move the chains. Dysart moves the ball right back into Thunderbird territory. And the Demons are back in business, moving the ball quickly, just 90 seconds into this second half.
Oh, third down. I apologize.
It'll be third down, and tucking and running is Katie Stewart. Stewart's still on her feet, and she gets her flags taken off at around the 32-yard line.
Down to the Thunderbird 55. First to 15.
Although mark it at the 35-yard line, so she got it ripped off earlier than I thought she did. It'll be first down for the Demons. High snap controlled. Yendone's going to try to dump it over to Stewart. Very lackadaisical in that throw, and the throw was shortened behind Stewart, who dropped it. Second down and 15 from the 35. After this next play, we'll take a look at the entire Dysart Demon roster as they give it off to Doan. Then they give back to Stewart. Stewart gets her flags ripped off just shy of the 30. And now let's meet your Dysart Demons.
Jada Knox. I'm number 1. I play wide receiver and corner.
Rain Williams. I'm number 3. I play wide receiver, cornerback, and edge rusher.
Mia Ganados. I'm number 4, and I play guard and safety.
Sabrina Size. I'm number 6, and I play running back.
Liz Hawkes. I'm number 7, and I play wide receiver and quarterback.
Leah Garcia. I'm number 14, and I play tight end and nose tackle.
Infinity Witcher. I'm number 21, and I play center.
Diana Preto. I'm number 23. I'm defensive end, QB, and guard.
Yendone. I'm number 24, and I'm QB and linebacker.
Ilona Karam. I'm number 28, and I play tight end and cornerback.
Katie Stewart. I'm number 29. I play guard and nose tackle.
Madeline Batchelor. I'm 37, and I play center.
Jada Westfield. I'm number 38, and I play running back.
Great job by our DSB Live students to put together those intros, and great to see the entire Dysart Demon roster. And at the tail end of going over the roster, the Dysart Demons pick up a crucial first down as Stewart will work out of the gun, looking to the near side in the end zone, and that is caught by Jada Knox Baldwin for a Dysart Demon touchdown. The Demons are on the board and get their first score of the game, 6-0 pending the PAT. That is the first receiving touchdown of the year for Jada Knox Baldwin. This might actually be her first game of the year with Dysart, because I do not see her name at all in the stat sheet. So with 7:40 to go in this third quarter of play, the Demons will attempt the PAT. Iana Prito is out there. A hold is good. The kick is up, and it is blocked. So the score will remain 6-3. And it was actually Alana Karam that attempted that PAT. Thunderbird will now take over with 7:40 to go in this third quarter of play, trailing the Dysart Demons for the first time this evening. 6-3 our score. On 1st and 6 for Thunderbird. Out of the gun, looking to the near side. Pass is picked. Intercepted by Jada Knox Baldwin. Back-to-back plays coming up big for the Dysart Demons. First the touchdown grab, then the interception. She's doing it all for the Demons here in the third quarter. 7.5 minutes to play in this third quarter. Dysart leads 6-3. And just like that, they get the ball back. It'll be 1st and 5 from the 25. 2 receivers to the near side. They'll go down the middle. Yandone makes the grab, and Doan's going to be down at around the 15-yard line. That's good for a Dysart Demon first down.
17. 11 seconds left. In the third.
Stewart out of the gun. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 up top. Make it 2 receivers to the near side. Stewart going to step up in the pocket. Pass was deflected off of the fingertips of Sabrina Salas. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Dysart Demons. 2nd and goal from the 17. Stewart feels the rush, tries to get out of the pocket, but is sacked in the backfield. She was sacked by Emma Wright, and that'll make it 3rd down and about 23. Pass down the middle of the field, and right now Katie Stewart a little dangerous. She's living dangerously with these passes right down the seam, trying to force these passes in there to no avail. And now it'll be 4th and goal from the 24-yard line. Stewart feels the rush, and she is sacked for another loss, and that'll be a turnover on downs, and Thunderbird's going to have it at about the 31-yard line with 5 minutes and 37 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter of play. Dysart still clinging to the lead at 6-3. Thunderbird with a field goal to this point. Dysart with a touchdown pass to Jada Knox Baldwin, but the PAT was blocked. On 1st and 9 from the 30. They'll send a man in motion on the end around. That's Allison Cowell on the carry. And Cowell is tripped up around the 40-yard line. But that'll be good for a Thunderbird first down. Be first down from about the 41-yard line for the Thunderbird Titans. Neuston out of the gun. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Send a man in motion on the end around, and that was Linnea Robinson, who got her flag taken off at the 46-yard line. Clock running, under 5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter of play. On 2nd and about 14. Neuston rolls to the near side, pass off of the fingertips of Allison Cowell, and it falls to the turf incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 14 for the Thunderbird Titans. Well, the Thunderbird Titans got a big defensive stop on the Dysart offense. Now Dysart's defense trying to do the same thing here.
You can kind of tell that Thunderbird's wide receivers know how to get open, and their QBs know how to really get that ball inside the hands. But it just seems like as soon as it gets in that perfect opportunity, it's like just to make the catch, it just doesn't like feel right.
And Neuston pass across the middle of the field, caught by Allison Cowell. They'll spot her down at the 50-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th down. And is there a penalty? Because they're moving back. There was. I missed that around the original line of scrimmage. This is going to go against Thunderbird. And the Titans are going to be way back there as the ball will be spotted at the 32-yard line. Zion, that's something we saw early in the first half was a lot of penalties by these two squads. And it looked good to start this second half, but that's a crucial penalty against this Thunderbird Titan squad.
Yeah, it seems like Dysart has really learned from the penalties inside the first and second quarter, and it seems to have really just eliminate them, while Thunderbird, on the other hand, seems to maybe have not learned and keeps making the same mistakes.
Neuston rolls out of the pocket, gets the pass complete. A couple of spin moves still on her feet, and picking up all those lost yardage is Lanaya Robinson. And she moves the ball back into Dysart territory, and just like that, the Thunderbird Titans have life. 4th and 2 from the 42. That was an impressive pickup for Thunderbird. A big stop needed here from the Dysart Demon D. Neuston out of the gun. Grace Hornberg is back there with her. And a great tackle in the backfield. They sniffed out that trick play. And a great stop by the Dysart D. Credit Aaliyah Garcia on the stop. And the Dysart defense puts an end to that Titan offensive drive. And now the Dysart offense back out on the field, leading 6-3 over Thunderbird here in the latter stages of the third. Katie Stewart. Pass over to Doan, off of her hands, deflected up off a defensive back by the Titans, and Doan was almost able to make the grab off of that second deflection, unable to do so. And that'll set up 2nd down and 15, ball at the 45-yard line in Dysart Demon territory. Another throw across the middle of the field, this one intended for Savannah Farmer. It was almost intercepted, but off of the fingertips and down onto the turf. So that'll set up a 3rd and 15 for the Dysart Demon offense. They're really working quickly here. You got to slow things down, make sure they're making the proper passes. 1:35 to go in this third quarter of play. And a whistle in the backfield will draw the play dead on the handoff to Rainey Williams. 4th down for Dysart, and this is a long one. They got to figure out, are they going to try going for this, or are they going to punt it away? It looks like they will punt it. Good decision. High end over end punt. Return from the 35. Still on her feet. And now our flag was taken just shy of the 50-yard line with 51 seconds to go in this third quarter of play. 6-3 our score. Dysart leads by 3. After getting a touchdown earlier in this quarter, they were unsuccessful in the point after attempt. And because of that, it's a field goal game. So Thunderbird, all they need is a field goal to tie it in the final quarter of play, or a touchdown to break ahead of the Dysart Demons. On 1st and 11, rolling to the near side. Pass is caught by Linnea Robinson. Robinson showing off that speed, and her flags get picked at the 38-yard line. That'll be good for a Thunderbird 1st down. Less than 30 seconds to go in this third quarter of play. So probably be the last play for the Titans as they break the huddle. 1st and 18, ball at the 38-yard line. Neuston rolling, going to the far side of the field. She'll tuck it and run it. cuts back inside, and her flags are taken down at about the 28-yard line, and that will do it for the third quarter of play. After 3 quarters of play, it's the Dysart Demons 6, the Thunderbird Titans 3. Stick around, we'll be back with the fourth and final quarter right after this.
My favorite place was Wales because it was just overall beautiful scenery. Like there was fog, we got to go on the train. It was just like really cool to see all the stone buildings, and I just love all the green.
Some of my favorite places we went to were London and Cobb and Wales because it was so pretty and lots of shopping.
I would recommend it to other students because, for one, you get to hang out with a lot of your friends and get to hang out with your family in a completely different place, not really familiar to how we live here. And also places that we went, like the churches and stuff like that, they were all very beautiful, and it wasn't straight educational. You had time to go exploring.
Yes, I think I would recommend it for sure. I think it's a very cool experience, and it's very good prices for the places that you go and the days that you go as well. And a lot is included with your trip with the price.
My favorite moment from the trip was when we went to the Royal Palace's grave. The architecture in there is just beautiful, and you got to see all these royal graves, and it's just really something that you can only experience if you go there.
I think the highlight of my trip was getting to meet new people, making new friendships, learning the culture of the different places that we went to, and just overall making good memories with everybody we went with.
I would go back to this destination. I wouldn't do much differently other than I'd probably just go around and look at the churches one more time. I'm not very religious, but they were really beautiful, and it was just awesome.
Big pickup by Rainey Williams to get this fourth quarter started, but it looks like there was a flag on the play, and that'll bring back the big run for the Dysart Demons. Derek Diesner, Zion Green back with you. 6-3 our score here in the fourth quarter. And we're about 10 to 15 seconds into this fourth and final quarter. Thunderbird got on the board early in the first half with the field goal. Dysart scored a touchdown there in the third quarter, unable to convert on the PAT. But they have the lead by 3, and then fumbling the ball after a big run. I believe that was Rainey Williams again on the carry. Or excuse me, looking at the wrong roster again. Lanaya Robinson just showing off the wheels. And they're trying to get everything all set. They've got the chains ready. First down. Be first and goal from the 18 for the Thunderbird Titans. Noiston to work out of the gun. On the end around, she'll give it to Robinson. And this drive has been a heavy dose of the junior Linnea Robinson.
Second and goal.
So second and goal from the 10-yard line for the Thunderbird Titans. Clock is moving. Thunderbird in no hurry right now. They trail by 3, but they are threatening. Second and goal. Out of the gun, Noiston calls for it, rolls to the far side of the field, pump fake, she's going to tuck it and run. She's got running room and blockers in front of her, and she got her flags taken, and what a tackle made by Savannah Farmer to get those flags right inside of the 5-yard line. They'll spot her down at the 4. You talk about a saving tackle. It doesn't get closer than that. Looked like the Titans were going to get 6 there, but a big play made by Savannah Farmer, the senior, coming up big. And now on third and goal from the 4. I have a hunch they're going to try and get it into Linnea Robinson's hands, but we will see. Neuston out of the gun, tried rolling to the far side of the field, but we've got a whistle before the play, and this will be an offsides called against the Dysart Demons. We haven't seen a penalty against Dysart in a while. We've seen the mistakes from the Thunderbird Titans. That'll move them up 2, and it'll now be 3rd and goal from the 2. Thunderbird in the huddle. 9:10 to go in this ball game. Titans trail by 3. Out of the gun. Keeper trying to get around the corner, unable to do so. A great play made in the backfield by Rainey Williams. Couple of big defensive stops for the Demons, and that's going to hold the Titans to 4th and goal. Now they are at the 2-yard line. Do they try and get the touchdown, or do they bring out the special teams unit and kick a field goal to tie this game up at 6? They're going to call a timeout here to talk things over. Thunderbird head coach Caitlin Gill and assistant Beth Arnold want to talk things over with the squad. 8:39 left in this game. Dysart leads Thunderbird 6-3. Zion, if this was you go for a touchdown on 4th and goal from the 3, or do you kick the field goal and tie this game up?
Me personally, I feel like they haven't really got too many opportunities so far to score a touchdown. They've already scored a field goal here. It would put them up by such a massive amount, and Dysart has only scored 1 touchdown. So I feel like they should go for the touchdown here because it just puts them up ahead. So even if they do again have to go this is the same exact process, then they can take the field goal to tie it up later on.
8:39.
Well, they are going to go for it, so they're listening. Out of the gun. And the end around, put it in the hands of Linnea Robinson. You get it into the hands of your speedy star, and she converts. 9-6, Thunderbird leads Dysart pending this PAT. So out to attempt the extra point is Grace Hornberg. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is blocked. A low liner, and the score will remain 9-6. So it remains a field goal game. Thunderbird leads. We'll take a quick 30-second break, come back right after this.
So automotive is a CTE program that Dysart High School is providing for all of the kids. It's a place where everybody can come in and learning everything about cars and motorcycles and engines. I've learned lots of skills. I learned how to be safe in a work environment all the way to working on and changing engines and transmissions in vehicles. I would say make sure you stay up on your homework and lots of research. Make sure you're ready for research because without knowing how to do it, you can't do it in the first place.
The friends and the activities we do in the shop, because I'm really into graphic design and I thought this would be a great opportunity to channel that energy into. If you're definitely interested, I would say join it just for the experience that you get here.
Welcome back to Dysart High School as the Demons had the ball. Great pass to Jada Knox Baldwin for 20 yards and a first down, but then on the very next play, an interception as they threw it right to Jediah Queen Little for the interception. And Thunderbird's going to get the ball right back with 8:05 to go in this ball game, and they lead 9-6, fresh off a touchdown drive. The gun is Neuston. Neuston feels a rush. Rolls over, pass complete to Madison Fasu. Fasu down the sideline and finally gets her flags taken. but a great run and catch.
It'll be a first down for Thunderbird. First and 10.
That'll be first down for the Thunderbird Titans. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. .7:53 left in the game. Dysart can only afford to give up a field goal on this drive, but they got to get a stop. This one thrown up there, incomplete. Pass was intended for Madison Fasu. You need to do that more. Get the pressure on the quarterback. Force her to make throws like that, because that's just a jump ball. It's a 50-50 one. Anyone could come down with that. Right now, Dysart needing a turnover. Second down and 10 from the 30. Neuston out of the gun. Two receivers split out to each side. Neuston going to roll the near side, roll the far side. Flag on the field. Wide open, caught. And a touchdown, but however, there was a penalty in the backfield, and they're going to call a hold. This will be called against Grace Hornberg, so wipe the touchdown off of the scoreboard. A blown coverage there almost allowed Thunderbird to get a touchdown. We saw a defender come over so late, she just decided to make the tackle. Not even go for the flag, just make the tackle. But Thunderbird will jog back, and this ball's going to be moved all the way back to the 44-yard line.
Second and 24.
So a 14-yard loss on that penalty. And second and 24 now for Thunderbird. Noista going to take off and run, and she is down right at the 40-yard line, so just a 4-yard gain. Timeout will be called by the Thunderbird Titans. We'll take one with them. 6:14 left in the game. 9-6. Thunderbird leads Dysart. We'll be back right after this.
Hey guys, welcome to the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences. We go by CRAS. CRAS is the top-rated audio engineering and music production college in the nation here in Tempe and Gilbert, Arizona. I'm excited to welcome you guys to be part of the family and check out my programs. CRAS does everything in regards to the audio industry. We do game audio integration, live sound, live broadcast, film and television, and music production. If you guys want to learn more, feel free to click the links below and contact me anytime. We can schedule a time for you guys to do a personal tour and check out our recording studios.
6:14 to go in the game. 9-6. Thunderbird leads Dysart. And the Thunderbird offense is driving here. 3rd and 20 from the 40-yard line. Brianna Neuston out of the gun. Two receivers to the near side. Three up top. Neuston gonna heave it down the center of the field, and this pass was intercepted and dropped by Rainey Williams. That'll bring up 4th down and 20 for Thunderbird. Great job by Dysart. Would have loved to have had that interception, but to hold them now to a 4th and long. Big play upcoming here for Thunderbird, and it looks like they're going to bring on the punting unit. So a big defensive stop for the Demons as this high end over end punt will be returned from about the 15-yard line. And on the return was Rainey Williams, maybe picked up a couple. And the Dysart Demon offense going to come out onto the field. 5:21 to go in this fourth quarter of play. Dysart trails Thunderbird by 3. Dysart has all 3 of their timeouts, and you'd like to think that they're hoping to just hold on to this ball and make this be the last possession of the game. Got to be methodical on this drive. Quarterback keeper as Katie Stewart takes it to the 25-yard line. We've got a player down and an injury timeout called for the Thunderbird Titans. We'll step aside while the train staff comes out to check on the player. Never mind, we'll keep it here. They've got her up. And she's back down. So we'll step aside while they attend to her. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Good news is the player was able to walk off the field on her own power. So you always like to hear that. 5:09 left in this game. Dysart trailing Thunderbird by 3. Pass across the middle of the field falls incomplete. One hops into the hands of Grace Hornberg. That'll bring up second down and about 15 for the Demons. Clock running, under 5 minutes to go. Yen Doan under center. Doan rolls to the near side, throws it down the middle of the field. Pass is caught. Jada Knox Baldwin coming up with some big grabs for the Dysart Demons. That'll move the chains. A first down for Dysart. And that ball will be spotted at the 49-yard line in Thunderbird territory. Doan, again, slipping away. Avoiding defender. She's going to take off and run across the 40. Still on her feet. Out of bounds around the 30. Yen Doan. Showing why she's one of the stars of this Dysart team. First down and 13 for the Demons. 4 minutes to go in the game. Doan. Good protection. Dumps it down. Gets it over to Katie Stewart. And Stewart will pick up a couple. Ball at the 29-yard line. 2nd and 9 for the Demons. Stewart. Gonna throw it down the seam. It's caught by Jada Knox Baldwin. Boy, another risky pass by Stewart, but Knox Baldwin makes her look great. And Dysart's threatening. 3:15 to go in this game. Looking for a walk-off win. Stewart steps in the pocket, gets her flags taken. And they'll spot her right at the 20-yard line. I'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 20. Stewart out of the gun. And we've got a penalty going against Thunderbird. Be encroachment on the defense. And that'll move it up 5 yards. So 2nd and goal from the 15. Stewart, pass over to Doan. Doan going to cut inside and take it down inside the 10. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. So now Dysart can slow things down if they so choose. 2nd down and goal. Throw across the middle of the field. And it was intercepted. Pass picked off by Jediah Queen Little. Now Dysart does have all 3 timeouts. 2:17 left in the game. But that one hurts. And again, we've talked about it all game long. These quarterbacks getting risky, throwing the ball across the middle into crowded coverage, and it's bound to happen, and we saw it happen there. So the Titan offense will have it 1st down at the 14-yard line. It'll be 1st and 6. Neuston out of the gun. Take off and run with it. That'll get the clock moving. Picks up about a yard. That'll set up 2nd down and 5. No timeout called by Dysart. Thunderbird taking their time right now. Kind of surprising that Dysart's not going to use a timeout. You'd have to expect they're going to use one after this, but they're trying to wait to see if Thunderbird's going to get a 1st down, and then they could start using it. On 2nd and short. A run to the near side, cutting back in. And that should be good for a 1st down. And that will bring the first timeout called by the Dysart Demons with 1:17 left in the game. Be 1st down coming out of the timeout for Thunderbird. Dysart now has 2 timeouts left. They trail Thunderbird 9-6. And that's a rough one. Zion, they were this close. And then they threw it across the middle, and we see that interception. Can Dysart hold off Thunderbird here and somehow get that ball back?
Well, we know that both defenses today have been really just elite. You can tell by the score that there's been a lot of interceptions today, and I wouldn't be surprised that if Dysart, in 1:13, is able to pull some miracle play off.
It'll be 1st down, ball at the 21-yard line. 1:17 on the clock. And a flag flies. It'll be offsides. This will be going on the offense. Ball's going to go back to the 16-yard line. So first down at the 16. Neuston gives it on the end around. And Lanaya Robinson had her flags taken quickly. Timeout called by Dysart, their second. Minute 5 left in the game. It'll be second down coming out of the timeout. Dysart's going to need a couple more stops. They only have one more timeout.
Now, if you're a Dysart here, like, what do you feel like you can do in order to kind of get back into this game?
You just need to stay home and make the plays. Right now, this defense has been able to get to the quarterback. You got to hope that they can get another loss or just contain here. Get to him quickly, use that final timeout, and then we'll see what happens on third down. What will Thunderbird do knowing that Dysart's all out of timeouts? You'd have to assume they'll just run it, keep it in the middle of the field. That way the clock runs. On second down, a flag flies again, and same penalty called against Thunderbird, so you can move them back. They can't seem to figure out what they're doing incorrectly. But we'll see if Dysart can capitalize on these mistakes. Again, both of these teams coming into tonight 1-2 on the season, so an important game for both of these teams. The loser's going to have a hole to dig themselves out of at 1-3. So this ball will be spotted at the 15-yard line. It'll be second down and 5 from the 15. Neuston sends a man in motion. Ball was fumbled.
Third down.
It's the dead ball, and that'll bring up third down and 5. So that is a huge help to Dysart because that stops the clock. And now the Demons just get a stop here, use your final timeout, and then let the offense go to work. But again, this is going to be a big one. It's third and short. They don't have a lot of room to work with. On third and 5. Roaming across the middle of the field. And that'll be bring up 4th and 1. Just outside of the 20-yard line. Clock is running at 40 seconds. Dysart still has that timeout in their back pocket. Do they use it now and talk things over? It doesn't look like they will. 30 seconds to go. A late substitution for Thunderbird. They're trying to hold on to that timeout. Because if they can get a stop here, that timeout will come up key for their offense. 15 seconds, 14 seconds. Thunderbird just wearing this clock out. Trying to go on the end around, and that's going to do it. A run around the corner by Linnea Robinson, and that will do it. Final score here tonight. Thunderbird defeats Dysart 9-6 with the win. Thunderbird improves to 2-2 on the year with the loss. Dysart falls to 1-3. For my partner Zion Green, I'm Derek Diesner, saying thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. Dysart falls by a final of 9-6 to Thunderbird. Hope you all have a good evening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.